All right, stop scrolling for a minute. Marvell, ticker symbol MRVL. You've got to see this. They dropped more than 9% in a single day, okay? That's over $28 for Marvell alone. Semiconductors, tech, they're all down hard as a whole. Okay, if you own Marvell stock, you want to buy the dip right now, okay? You must see this video. I'm going to share with you the indicators, the signal, the history, and I'm going to give you all a simple game plan on if you're already holding the shares and you want to sell it, okay? You want to be profitable, okay? If you're looking into buying, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know. Hi everybody, thank you for joining. I'm Curtis, and before we get going, hey, give me a like on that thumbs up. Give me a subscribe. Click that subscribe button for me. Thank you so much for that. And then if you've got any questions, comments during the video, after the video, right, drop it into the comments for me. Before we get going, I'm going to recap what happened today. Okay, so here's what just happened. Marvell fell about 9% in one day, and it's sitting roughly about $280 right now. Just 3 days before, it hit an all-time high of about $330. Wow. Okay, so that's darn close to $50 right now. Okay, maybe a little bit more. So after hour trading, I haven't checked that out yet. So uh, ultimately, the price, right? It made a high, and then it made a lower high, and now it's falling. I'm going to show you all what I'm talking about in charts and everything. I took some screenshots for you guys, so I'm gonna show it to you all. And then of course, you know what? Keep watching. If you're buying, if you're thinking about selling, or if you're still holding and you're interested in what's going to happen with Marvell. So let's get going. First and foremost, let me show you. Okay, Marvell ran up hard, right, from $60 to $330 in a single year. All right, they call that being parabolic practically. So 1 year ago, Marvell traded roughly about $60 ish, and then just a few days ago, it touched about $330 ish. Okay, that's roughly a 300% gain in 12 months. The story was strong. Custom AI chips, a spot in the S&P 500, and many analyst upgrades. And in fact, right today, June 23rd, Bank of America just upgraded their target on Marvell again. So a lot of upside, a great story that can, of course, make a chart go too fast and too far too quickly. All that all in one. So I want to show you all that if you take a look right up top, okay, semiconductors minus 5.85%, okay, today was not just a Marvell problem. The whole chip sector dropped at the same time, okay. If you take a look on the chart that I've got on the left right here, okay, Marvell fell the hardest, minus 9% ish, okay. The SOX chip index minus 7% ish. AMD fell, NVIDIA fell, okay. I mean, it was a hard hit for everybody. But of course, I mean, if you take a look closely again, Marvell fell the most out of all the big names. And one thing to keep in mind as well, okay, Marvell is a high beta, which means that obviously it's going to swing more than its peers. We've got to keep that in mind. When the leader falls fastest on a red day, right? It tells us that of course buyers are pulling back right now. That's what you need to know. So there's three kinds of folks that are watching this right now, okay? If you're one of these, okay, I promise you, like earlier, okay, I'm gonna walk you through some of the indicators to tell you exactly what's going on with Marvell. I'm talking about the RSI, I'm talking about the volume, and we'll see more, okay? I'm gonna share with you guys some charts as well. But group one, okay? So you bought low and you're holding big gains right now. Congratulations to you. I'm very happy for you folks, okay? Group two is, I mean, you bought it. I mean, you're going long. You're still feeling great about the run. You're still feeling great about the story. I love that too because I'm loving this Marvell story right now. And then group three, okay, you missed it and you're looking at the dip right now. All three of you, all three groups are facing one single question, okay, which is, has the easy money already been made? In this video, I want to make it a goal to be able to answer that for you all, okay? So let's keep going. All right, everybody. So first thing I've got for you all is the head and shoulders for Marvell. Okay, so I've got a super simple explanation for the head and shoulders if you're not familiar with it. Okay, so if you imagine a stock price that's climbing up a hill like it's on a roller coaster essentially. Okay, the head and shoulders is a shape that sometimes appears on the chart when the climb might be ending and the price could start going back down. So this is what it looks like. If you take a look at the little screenshot, this black graph that I put right on top of me right here, okay? The left shoulder, that's where it starts from on the green line, okay? It goes up, it hits that point where it says the high. The high, that's practically the head. Okay, and then when it goes down towards down towards the right a little bit, it comes down, and once it hits that bottom part right there, they call that the right shoulder. So the head is the high part, the shoulder is that bottom part right there. And then, of course, moving towards more on the right, okay, it hits a lower high, and then it goes down even way more. Okay, and when it goes way more than where the left shoulder had started, okay, so from the beginning of the green, if you take a look at the red, if it goes below that left shoulder part over there, okay, they call that breaking, practically passing up that neckline right there. Okay, so if you were to draw a line straight across and that red goes um, below the right shoulder, that's the neckline. Okay, if the price falls below that line, it's like essentially the pattern's complete. At that point, traders think that means that the price is going to keep falling even more. Okay, so if you think about it, the head and shoulders is really more of a reversal pattern. It signals a potential shift from uptrend to downtrend. Okay, it needs clear head and shoulders, three peaks with the middle one being the highest plus a neckline break, ideally confirmed by declining volume on the right shoulder. Essentially, the warning starts when the price makes a high, then a lower high, then it breaks below the rising line, which is what they, of course, what they call the neckline, and then a lower high plus a lower low means the trend may be turning down. That's how analysts looks at this. And unfortunately, if you take a look at the chart on the right, where's that at? Over here, the red chart. Okay, it looks kind of like that right now. It looks like it's down past the neckline, and it might be trending downwards, unfortunately. But of course, these things, keep in mind, okay? Indicators are indicators, okay? They're not predicting. They're trying to give us a clue of how things are moving and trending. Let us look at the RSI, okay? RSI is essentially like the speedometer. You can think of it that way, the momentum, okay? RSI stands for Relative Strength Index, but you can just think of it as kind of like a speedometer that goes from 0 to 100. It practically measures how fast the price is sprinting in one direction, climbing up towards 70. The car is accelerating fast, right? There's a lot of momentum in that area. Buyers are excited and practically hitting the gas pedal. You can use that as an analogy. And then dropping downward past about 30 or lower, right? The car is essentially stepping on the brakes, slamming on the brakes or sliding downhill. And at that point, the sellers are taking over. So that's how you can tell if a stock has momentum. I like to look at it as, I mean, if a stock is being overbought or if it's being oversold, so I can help kind of make judgment when I look into a stock. So for Marvell, okay, I had just took a screenshot to the left of the screen, okay, and if you take a look at that white line on the bottom, okay, that is the 14-day RSI that I set up, and it's at about 58-ish right now. If you take a look at that blue line, okay, the blue line going up, that's the stock price, and they essentially call that weak momentum because, and it's diverging right now because the RSI is separating from the growth of the stock price. So ultimately, momentum didn't confirm the last high. That's how they would look at it. Price made a new high, but momentum didn't follow, and of course, that's a warning sign as well. Then let's take a look at some volume here. Okay, the selling came on heavy volume for Marvell. Okay, which means that there were a lot of real exits. Okay, so number one, volume, okay? The size of the crowd is essentially the volume, okay? The number of stock shares that were bought and sold in a single day, the total number. Okay, you can think of it as again like a crowd size. So high volume is kind of like a stampede. If a stock price goes up, the volume is super high. It means that there's a massive crowd of big investors, such as institutional buyers, banks, mutual funds, they're all rushing in to buy it. That's real fuel right there. That's real momentum. The move is strong and it's likely to keep going because there's a lot of volume there. Okay. Low volume is kind of like a ghost town, right? If a stock price goes up, but the volume is tiny, it means that, almost nobody is actually really trading it. That's how you can gauge these things. So it's like a couple of people practically pushing a car forward. It looks like it's moving, but it's got no real power behind it, and it can easily stall out. To me personally, okay, price going up with high volume, that means that a lot of buyers are coming in, okay? And then of course on the flip side, okay, high volume price or high volume with price going down, it means that it's flooded with sellers right now. And let me give you all an example, okay? If you take a look at the table right here to the right, I finally pointed to the right side this time. If you take a look from starting from June 17th, okay, on the left, the date, okay, they had about 50 million in volume right there, okay, and the volume, I apologize, it's in that red. I had boxed it up in red with the arrow going, arrow going there. So June 17th, about 15 million, okay. And if you take a look at the closing price, okay, it was at about $289, okay. And then if you look up, right, the day afterwards, June 18th, there was 250 million shares of volume on that. That's just like that's insane. That went like 5 times. Okay, and of course the price jumped from that 200, what is it, 289 to 310. And I apologize, the text is small, so it's hard for me to see. And then we'll follow it up with the next trading day after that, which is June 22nd, right? So the from 250 million volume to 49, let's just call that 50 in volume right there. And of course, the stock dropped, okay? So less volume with stock going down. And then on June 23rd, which was today, 44 million, even less volume now. And then of course, a lower close as well. So those are some trends that may be helpful to you, okay? Just in my opinion, it helps me gauge a stock before buying or anything like that. So I hope that helped you out. But if you've had any questions, drop it into the comments, drop it into the question into the chat down on the bottom. Here I'm going to cover the resistance and support level that you've got to have your eyes on, okay? So at the top in the green, okay, all-time high, ATH, you'll see that sometimes, okay? It's at $330, the highest price the stock have ever reached. That's essentially what it is. It has resist on the right side of that because resistance is essentially a ceiling where the price often stops going up and tends to bounce back down. So it's like the stock hits a personal record high and then it gets pushed back by sellers. And of course, for Marvell at $330 right now, when the stock hits its record high, a lot of people like to take profits. It's a tough wall to break through. For me, I'd like to share with you all that knowing this helps you decide if it's a good time to buy or take money off the table, practically, especially for those of you who hold the stock already. And then the box right below it, the rejection zone, okay, it's a resistance. That's the area, and it's not just an exact price at $316. It's like an area, okay. That's where the stock tried to go higher but got rejected and pushed back down multiple times. It's essentially looked at as like a no-go zone where buyers lose strength and then the sellers kind of take over at that point. You can think of it as a stronger version of resistance. The stock, just keeps getting slapped back when it tries to break through. That's practically what it is, and it shows where sellers are practically stronger than buyers. If the stock keeps falling at that point and failing there, right, it might drop. This is a warning sign, and you should expect that if you see that in that area of price, of course, the 316 area. And then in the top middle, we've got the $280 approximate current price. That's just practically where the stock is trading at right now. It closed, I believe, at like $279. That's what we would use as our starting point, right? For everything else, such as profits and losses. It's all measured at that point right there. And then on the bottom, the 280, that's also the support shelf, looked at as a floor where the price often stops falling and bounces up. The first support shelf is the closest, the most immediate floor below the current price. I mean, the way I look at it is, if you think about it, today, if you kept an eye on Marvell, right? I mean, it just kind of it was in that area all day practically. So that's the first support shelf. And why would you want to know that? I mean, it's, you can ask yourself, right? It tells you how much can I lose before it might recover. That's why you would want to know those support areas. And then of course the 240 rising trend support. That's the upward sloping line that has been supporting the stock during its overall climb. As long as the price stays above that line, right, the uptrend is still looked at as being healthy. So and then, of course, on the bottom, we got the deeper support, which is at 165. I mean, obviously, it'll be red at that point. But, I mean, if it gets to that point right there, I mean, at the end of the day, right, these support levels is good for deciding, okay, if it drops this much, I'll buy. Shall I buy more, or is it going to be too risky for me? Okay. So, bottom line for you as a retail investor, these levels are going to act as road signs in the highway for you, okay? They help you know when to buy, know when to sell, or to protect your money, and that's it. I mean, it's all trying to give you signs. And then at the end of the day, everything is more than just about one bad day, right? Like one bad day like today. Okay? This is what you're going to have to monitor, okay? So in a strong run, big buyers are going to grab every dip, okay? So they're going to fight back against the sellers essentially. That is the buy dip phase. The dips are quick to bounce, and you may even see like consolidation holding up for a good period of time, kind of like today, as I had mentioned, right at that 280 support level. It was like this all day. Um, and then next up, the distribution, right? A breakdown can flip the market into a distribution. In a distribution, big sellers feed shares into every bounce, essentially selling the shares at every bounce. They call that sell the bounce, right? Which is, when the stock kind of if it had let's say let me draw it up for you guys. If it goes up like this and then it starts going down, okay, but it comes back up a little bit, they sell it there, and then it's going to keep going back down, okay? Sell the bounce. Watch out for those. Those are things that you should watch out for. Those are signals that often mark that quiet handoff from the buyers to the sellers. So you got to be aware of that. All right, now we finally get to the game plan for those of you who are looking to either hold, sell, or buy, right? I mean, if you're holding big gains right now, you can protect the profit you already have. I mean, that's I mean, let's just turn the signals and indicators that I shared with you all into this game plan right here for you. Okay, so if you're holding on to big gains already, first off, right? Congrats. But of course, your job is to protect your gains. One option is to sell part of your position and bank some of the profit, okay? Another is to trail a stop under recent swing lows or a moving average. And then, of course, also check your position size, because one winner can grow way too large, okay? Be proactive. That's my take on this, and definitely don't allow your emotions to take over. So kind of be proactive, have a game plan, have things set in place so that you don't make that last minute emotional decision when you try to sell your stocks. All the best to you guys that are in this category already. Truly happy for you if you take profits or are up on big gains. If you want to buy the dip, okay, eyeing the big dip. Now for the dip buyers, okay, don't catch a falling knife. Make the stock and the charts prove themselves first, okay? That's exactly why I shared with you all the indicators, okay? The volume. Use everything you can to your advantage before you jump right into the stock, okay? Wait for a strong close to come back, okay? Come back above the broken level on heavy volume, okay? The best risk and reward is at clear support with a planned stop, all right? Always know when you're wrong before you buy as well. Why? I mean, it's just plan your exit before it goes the other way. Okay, let's say you get in at, I don't know. Let's not even talk about Marvell, but different stock. You get in at 100. Okay, I mean, put your stop somewhere that's palatable for you. $95, $90. Okay, if it drops below 80, are you still gonna hang out? Right. So again, be proactive. Have a game plan, especially have an exit plan if you're going to be buying Marvell if it ends up going dropping even below that 280 approximate point that it's at right now. And be honest, okay? Are you buying the story or what is your actual goal? Because if you think about it, right, it's a long runway for Marvell. They've got a lot of upside. That's the story. That's what people are loving right now, right? Or what's your goal? Do you want to get in at 280 because you feel like it's a big dip that it can jump back to maybe the 320 range, 330 range, or something like that? Just know and keep that at the forefront of your trades. All right, everybody. And before I let you all go, okay, here's what you must watch out for if you're interested in Marvell. And you obviously are because you're here watching this and you've watched this far, okay? Next earnings call, going to be August 27th. Listen for the AI revenue. Listen for that forward guidance. Okay, they've already got the targets pushing upwards from other analysts, Bank of America today. Also, watch how big the spending on the capex is going to be. The cloud companies like Microsoft, Google. I mean, how much more are they going to be spending? They're spending in the billions already, looking into the trillions next year. Keep an eye out on that, and then of course the whole macro situation. Okay, keep an eye on the Fed. Keep an eye on geopolitics, right? The issue out, the conflict out in the Middle East with oil, etc. The broader market. For example, today too. I mean, even as far as the sector itself, sympathy trades, right? I mean, what happens if nvidia starts going down, getting hit hard? They might drag others with them too. Okay, so those are things that we must all be rational about. At least that's my opinion, and those are things that I want to share with you and have you be mindful of so that you can find success in your trades as well. Okay. At the end of the day, okay, Marvell. Hey, remember this one's a strong setup. Marvell's fantastic. I love Marvell. The indicators aren't looking that great right now from what I've just shown you all, right? And of course, that's not financial advice, but at the end of the day, okay, all this stuff, okay, does not predict what Marvell's going to do. All this stuff is only going to help our judgment in our trades. Okay, so at the end of the day, markets can stay irrational. Just be mindful of that. And whether you're holding, selling, or wanting to buy, hey, best of luck to you all. I truly mean that. All the best to you guys who've already made huge gains. I'm very happy for you guys. If you guys like this video, hey, click that like button for me, subscribe to my videos, and you know what? Make it a great day. I'll see you all next time.